The Arrow podcast. And now I guess there's this thing going around, which has been debunked, that Tom Brady claimed the Chiefs to be cheating.
And gold, red and gold, red and gold.
Okay, let's jump right into this, man. Really, I wanted to simply talk all about this, but I'm not going to do that simply because this is for Chiefs Kingdom. This isn't for trolls, clowns, flat earthers, etc. Right? So, real quick, it's been debunked. Tom Brady never said that. Tom Brady actually said Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL and that he's incredible.
Wild over this game when it comes to the officiating. From your perspective, is that just all noise, or do you think there's some legitimate concern when it comes to that?
I think it's just all BS. It's just a bunch of noise, and these refs have very challenging jobs to do. I'm very happy Twitter didn't exist during the Tuck Rule game in 2001. Let me say that.
Yeah.
I would have been on the wrong end of a lot of those. But these refs are out there trying to do their very best. They've got to make decisions in a split second, and they're going to call what they see. And these guys are some of the most professional people on the field. They just want to go out and do a good job like everybody else. And look, sometimes the calls go your way, sometimes they don't. In the end, over the course of a 140-play game on both sides of the ball, the players have plenty of opportunities to go out there and make an impact on the game, winning or losing. And that's what I'm excited to see on Sunday night.
It's just outlandish, man. The only thing, to me, I love it. I think it's hilarious. But it's just kind of sad because, you can't necessarily, well, I wouldn't say enjoy, because Chiefs Kingdom, we're enjoying this. But everyone is overlooking the fact that this is about to be the first team in NFL history to three-peat. This is greatness we are witnessing right now. Now, I can assure you, a lot of people said, oh, we'll never see Tom Brady again. You'll never see Patrick Mahomes again. That's a fact. That is for sure, 100%. You will never see Chiefs again. No one's ever going to do this again. Now, maybe they will, but it's going to be for a very long time. And I will kind of reiterate, it's going to be a very long time before we see this happen again. And unfortunately, it's been overshadowed because flat earthing clowns have just come out of nowhere, on TikTok. Guys that are doing dancing videos are coming out with conspiracy theories. The Chiefs cheat because my team sucks and I can't see them in the Super Bowl. So I have nothing to do besides be miserable. And then misery needs company, right? Misery needs company. So it's just outrageous, man. It's gotten out of hand at this point. And guess what? It's hilarious to me, man, because Chiefs Kingdom, we're just sitting back like, you guys can sit there and watch the MVP awards and watch the awards, watch the Pro Bowl events, because none of our players are there and haven't been for 3 years. And guys, Chiefs Kingdom, let's go ahead and stand up, because we actually already have made history, because there hasn't been a team to actually, for the third consecutive time, go to a Super Bowl. There's been no team that's repeated and then gone to the Super Bowl for the third time. So we've already made history. And the haters, clowns, flat earthers, conspiracy theorists are going to continue to punch the air. But to me, it's just this new thing about Tom Brady said that the Chiefs are cheating. It's just goes to show you where, that people have no brains anymore. People are so lazy that they can't do their own research. It's just pathetic at this point. So anyways, let's jump into this game though, man, this upcoming game, because this will probably be the last video I do before the Super Bowl. Obviously, there will be um, after the Super Bowl. Hopefully, I'm not teary eyed because although I am pretty confident it is any given Sunday, it is the Super Bowl, and I do somewhat, very slightly, have a little bit of no. Never mind. I can't say that. I was going to say that I have respect for the Eagles, but after the whole Nick Sirianni thing, they have to burn and crumble, and they most likely will. But like I said, it's any given Sunday, any Super Bowl, I'm going to be kind of nervous about watching, obviously, the squad. Any championship, I'm going to be nervous watching the squad, the Chiefs, of course. So, but very high, very high chance of getting a dub. Okay. But I will say this lastly. Okay. Thank you to the flat earthers. Thank you to the conspiracy theorists. Thank you for all of you that are brainless and pathetic at the same time. Okay. Thank you guys because you know what you've done? You've added extra bulletin material. You have completely outrageously motivated Patrick Mahomes and company, right? You have completely motivated the Chiefs. I actually would not be surprised if this is a comfortable win for the entire game for the Chiefs. You know why? Because what best to shut someone up by taking the refs completely out of the game? Think about it for a second, Chiefs Kingdom, because obviously the haters, they don't want to think about this. But think about it for a second. If you got all these people talking trash, flapping their gums about the refs and the gene and the special attention and da 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 da, well, what best, what better, but what better to do than to completely blow them out. And I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout, but what better to do to just make it a comfortable win to shut everybody up to where the refs are just irrelevant. It doesn't even matter that they're even there because the Eagles are getting destroyed. You got to understand that that's in the players' heads, man. Due to you clowns out there, due to the conspiracy flat earther theorists. So I humbly thank you guys for the extra motivation. Now come Super Bowl Sunday, when you guys watch, because we all know that you guys that are, the NFL's rigged, they're cheating, the Chiefs get all this special attention, are going to be the same guys with some popcorn watching the game. Oh, those Chiefs, I better. Oh, the Eagles scored. Yeah. Chiefs are going to burn. Chiefs are going down this game, man. You guys are going to be watching the game. You're going to be watching the game. Now, it's laughable to me because you're probably going to be mainly watching because you want to watch us lose. Why else would you watch? Your team isn't in the Super Bowl. Your team isn't in the Super Bowl, so why else would you watch? Now, those of you that aren't, right? Those of you that aren't idiots and are actually watching the game, this has nothing to do with you guys, right? You probably want to watch a good game, as I would. Now, once again, I'm not going to lie to you. I used to, before the Chiefs, before our dominant era, before this dynasty, I used to love watching the Patriots lose any game. I was the clowns. Now, I wasn't that bad because I wasn't like, oh, they're, well, the difference is the Patriots actually got caught cheating. But, we all forgot about that. We don't want to talk about that. But the Patriots actually got caught cheating. So I didn't like that because they got caught, right? And afterwards, but I used to love watching them lose. But I also even knew even then the NFL wasn't rigged. It was just these guys got caught cheating. They were doing some fishy stuff here and there. It is what it is. But this is hilarious because all the NFL rigged conspiracy theorists will be on the couch watching the game. Make it make sense, please, somebody. Let me know down in the comments. Are you a flat earther? Do you support the conspiracy theorists? Or don't you? Do you want to just watch a good game or not? Let me know down in the comments, man, because yeah, this is ridiculous. But anyways, how this game is going to go. I think because of the flat earthers, I do think that has just now added extra juice because we all know how Mahomes is. Remember, anyone who speaks on Mahomes, they talk about his competitiveness. He's very, very, very competitive. Well, what is worse than talking trash to a person that is very, very competitive? Now I've had I've had those days. I've had those whether it was when I played football, when I played game, whatever I did, I've always definitely if you're competing against somebody, it's been competitive. But once someone starts talking trash, anybody that is any kind of competitive, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When someone starts talking trash, it gives you that extra boost, bro. And now going into this game, this is why I humbly thank the flat earthers because you had just now bolstered and boosted the Chiefs. So, with that being said, I do think a lot of things are going to happen in the Chiefs' favor. Okay. See, a lot of people always, before all the games, right? So before the Bills game, right? Josh Allen runs, he scores touchdowns. He runs touchdowns in. He runs all over the place. He runs all over people. He hurdles, da da da. Josh Allen ran nowhere. But you know who did? Patrick Mahomes. I think he had over 40 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. I don't remember seeing that. I'm pretty sure it's happened, but I don't remember seeing Mahomes rush in 2 touchdowns. Okay. So he pretty much did what Josh Allen was supposed to do. That's how our team operates. Do you guys remember the last time the Chiefs played the Eagles in the Super Bowl? Chiefs Kingdom does. Of course, the haters don't want to remember that. But they continuously talked about the D line, D line, D line, D line. Oh, they set this record. They almost broke the 85 Bears record, which hasn't even happened in ages. Let me remind you guys that Eagles team was way better than this one. I don't care what anybody says. That was a juggernaut of a team, period. By the way, they were the number one rushing team as well. So I believe they had more stats rushing the ball. Obviously, it was by committee. It was running backs by committee. You have just Saquon now, but regardless, they were a more dangerous team, period, across the board. So, anyways, everyone talked about the defensive line of the Eagles. Guess what? They had 0 sacks. Our left tackles was Andrew Wiley and Orlando Brown Jr. Orlando Brown Jr. is a pretty solid tackle, but I think he had allowed 6 sacks. Both of our tackles had allowed 6 sacks that season. They weren't the best. 0. 0 sacks. Okay. Don't tell me field position, field condition, whatever. Okay. 0 sacks. That's the fact of the matter. Okay. 0. I think the same thing happens. We're hearing, oh, the defense of the Eagles, da da da. Well, if you guys watch that NFC Championship with the Commanders, Jaden Daniels actually carved the Eagles up. They turned the ball over 3 times. Now that's obvious. If they didn't turn the ball over, would the Eagles still have won? Probably, but it would have been way closer. Way closer. Would not have been a blown out. Jaden Daniels was carving the Eagles up, bro. What do you think Mahomes is going to do? So, with that being said, number one defense. Look, Patrick Mahomes' record against the number one defense is superb. It's the best ever. Okay? Out of Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, everybody, Mahomes has the best record against number one defenses. And I think in the playoffs, he's 3-1. That doesn't even sound right because when did we lose to the. It's ridiculous, whatever the case is. So, with that being said, number one, Patrick Mahomes is kryptonite for number one defenses. So I think that our offense is going to score over 30 points. That's one. Two, I think our defense is going to allow under 30 points. Now, I think it's gonna be even worse than that, but I don't want to, I don't want to get rocked just in case things don't, go our way, right? But anyways, I do think that this is going to be a shocking Super Bowl. Now, I told a lot of my buddies, I wish I would have put it on camera. This is one of the things I didn't really speak on that I wish I would have so you guys can reference to. But I told my wife, I told a lot of my friends, everybody that knows me, when we won the last Super Bowl against the 49ers last year, I said the next Super Bowl that we play in is going to either be a very comfortable win or it's going to be a blowout. And pretty much I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to stand on that. So y'all can say what y'all want, but that is what I said. That's how I felt. I also said that we would breeze through the regular season, that we would run through the regular season and we would run through the playoffs. Now, that didn't particularly happen, but guess what? We all had the best record we've ever had in the Mahomes era. So, yeah, we had a lot of close games. I mean, pretty much all our games were close, but we had the best record of the Mahomes era. Comfortably won against the Texans. And guess what? If Mahomes doesn't fumble, we win by 10 points and comfortably win against the Bills. So it's kind of coming into fruition. It's kind of happening, fellas. So, because of this extra motivation, I promise you, if this was not a narrative, if this narrative didn't exist, I'd be having a different conversation. I would be telling you guys something else right now. But because of this narrative, because of the flat earthers, thank you. Thank you guys. Because you're going to find out what you have done on Sunday. And then you're going to be even more mad. And then you're going to come out on TikTok and be like, well, we knew the Chiefs were going to win because it was scripted. And, oh, by the way, Taylor Swift was supposed to win the Super Bowl because, oh, the last Super Bowl, the color code, remember the colors of the emblem? They always go to the Super Bowl. Oh, that changed. But wait a minute, there's Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift wants to go to we need Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Oh, again. Now, we need Taylor Swift in 2 Super Bowls, guys, because one wasn't enough. You know what I mean? They want to see another one with her in there. I'm sorry, Chiefs Kingdom. I know you guys don't really want to hear it too much, but it's so pathetic. And if you're watching this video and you made it this far and you're one of those people, you are pathetic, bro. Take the haterade out of your refrigerator because it seems like hate is in DNA now. I don't know what it is, fellas. This is a new era of hate. This is a new era of hate that we are living in, bro. And I love it. Once again, thank you, flat earthers. Thank you. Because of you, Sunday will turn out differently. Now, if it ends up being a close game, which honestly is probably a higher chance of that happening than it being anything else, it is what it is. So, but my score prediction, 34-24, 34-23, something like that. Game, blouses. So, enough of the ranting. There was a few things that I did want to also speak on as far as how the game will go. Is obviously the Chiefs, number one, are going to have to stop the run. And guess what? No running back in the playoffs has gotten over 100 yards, knock on wood. But I'm not too worried about Saquon Barkley. Don't forget, guys, we played Christian McCaffrey last year, and he didn't do much. So I think the same thing happens. I think that he has a similar performance as Christian McCaffrey. He'll have like one touchdown, like 70, 80 yards, something like that, combined, right? Combined. So he'll be slightly productive, but the passing game looks weird. I always am weirded out by quarterbacks that only throw for like 120. Jalen Hurts threw for 120 yards last game. Yeah, he didn't have to throw. It doesn't matter. There is something about quarterbacks that throw it's such low yardage to me. Now, Mahomes had 177, which I was kind of like, but it was the kind of the game. It was how the game flow went. Now you can say the same thing about the Eagles, but to me, there's just 120 yards does not sit right with me. There's no way that you throw for 120 yards and come in the next game and throw for 300. It just doesn't really. Now, yeah, maybe it happens in the regular season, but there's always going to be those. History repeats itself. That's how it is. It's no different in the NFL. Now, if you go back to that Commanders game, Jalen Hurts in the passing game looked like he, at first, right? He looked a little shaky against the Commanders, who have a horrible defense. Their defense is egregious, period. So that is obviously key. Stop the run, right? Obviously, Trent McDuffie ain't traveling nowhere. And guess what? I don't mind Jalen Watson being on A.J. Brown or anybody. Honestly, I would rather Jalen Watson on A.J. Brown than Trent McDuffie because A.J. Brown is a bigger guy. So there's going to be no following around. If anything, I would say Jalen Watson follow A.J. Brown. But obviously, that's not going to happen. So Shamari Connor, I think, is going to be a dark horse in this game because guess what? He's going to have to play the run. And I do think that we are going to try to stop the run out of mainly, not out of mainly safety sets. So it's going to be our third safety coming in to act as kind of a linebacker. Technically kind of like running the nickel, which we always do. So I think technically we run the nickel. And that is going to be how you somewhat stop Saquon Barkley because Shamari Connor in coverage, but Shamari Connor in the box, solid. I believe he's number 1 in tackles. Yeah, I think he's our leading tackler. I don't know if it was for the playoffs or period, but Shamari Connor lays the hat. Okay. So I think he's going to be the dark horse. I think he needs to play very well to solidify this defense in this upcoming matchup. But I do think, guys, when I come back for the next video, we're going to be laughing at the Flat Earthers. And that's all I got for you guys. So don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Help me help you. You know the spiel. Super Bowl yet again, three-peat history must be made. We are outros. I will see you after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we running out of time. 1-5, catch me in the end.